Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video on Simply J. Alright, so for this video it's going to be quite special because why? Because I am going to speak in English and Malay together. Ya, betul. Sebab this time is actually an experiment. Nak tengok orang ada lagi faham ke tak kalau saya guna bahasa Melayu dalam video ni while actually including English words as well. So yes, we are doing some experiment with this. Let's just go straight into the video then. So as for today's video, and you might have seen in the title, kita nak tengok pasal semua fakta, semua benda tentang peranti siswa. Alright, so dah ada banyak video dekat YouTube sekarang ni yang kita tengok dia cakap pasal peranti siswa. So I'm sure that a lot of you would have aware by now like apa yang kita dapat dalam package peranti siswa ni. Tapi still saya nak explain satu by satu lah. Okay, so kita akan dapat 4 benda in total. So what are those things? Kita akan dapat stylus, and then kita akan dapat book cover untuk tablet, and then kita akan dapat Bluetooth keyboard, and then yang keempat kita akan dapat the tablet itself. It's a Samsung Galaxy Tab A8 LTE. And some important notes as well yang nak apply untuk peranti siswa ni, do keep a note that actually dia punya permohonan dah tutup. Rasanya dia tutup masa 30 September kalau tak silap. So kalau ada fasa 3 ke fasa 4 in the future, mungkin you all boleh try lah. So all the best for you guys. And with that being said, jom kita mulakan video ni. So kita nak start dengan explaining pasal stylus ni. So stylus untuk peranti siswa ni yang dibagi ialah jenis pasif, bukan jenis aktif. Do keep a note kalau tengok stylus dia ada 2 jenis tau. So satu dia namanya pasif, satu lagi dia aktif. So beza dia macam mana? Well, the thing is that kalau pasif dia basically replace kita punya thumb input je lah. So kalau contohnya kita guna phone, kita guna jari untuk operate phone ke operate tablet, so kita guna stylus to replace our jari, tu je. Kalau kita nak tengok yang aktif pula, yang tu yang ada banyak features yang kita tengok macam S Pen dalam Samsung ataupun Apple Pencil untuk iPad ke macam tu, yang tu semua dikira aktif. So yang tu biasanya dia perlukan bateri, that's why kita kena charge stylus tu semua. And then dia ada banyak features. So one of the features boleh cakap yang baru-baru ni, pressure point. So kalau nak lukis ke apa, kalau kita tekan lagi kuat sikit, mungkin you akan dapat warna yang lagi pekat. Kalau just go light with it, mungkin dapat warna yang lagi cair ke macam tu. Kalau yang kita nak try guna yang passive ni, well that's not the case with this one. Yang ni dia basically terima semua like similar input je lah. Kalau kita nak try tekan kuat-kuat ke, nak buat like light handling ke, semuanya dia akan terima secara sama je. And lagi satu benda nak explain, just because yang dalam peranti siswa ni dia tak bagi S Pen daripada Samsung, please don't go waste your money belikan S Pen Samsung sebab tablet A8 ni dia tak support S Pen. So please don't get confused. And lagi satu, mungkin ada yang mungkin confused dengan nama dia. Mungkin you pernah terdengar nama tab A8 yang ada support S Pen ke macam tu. Well, to be exact, it's actually from 2019. Nama dia ialah Galaxy Tab A8.0 with S Pen. Maksud size tab tu masa tu dia 8 inci, dia ada support S Pen. Tapi tab yang kita dapat sekarang ni dia bukan tab yang sama dengan tu, sebab yang ni model untuk 2022 and nama ni ialah Galaxy Tab A8 LTE, tu je, tak ada with S Pen ke without S Pen semua tu. So hope you guys understand that. And then kalau nak cakap pasal stylus yang di included dalam package ni, it's okay but it's not like that great. I would say it's okay lah, it can do the job. Tapi kalau nak macam lukis ke macam tu, this is not the right one. Sebab if you try to for like continuous input guna stylus ni, mungkin there are high chances the line will be broken. So kalau nak lukis ke apa benda tu mungkin susah sikit lah. But I've seen dekat TikTok banyak alternatif dekat Shopee semua tu, so you can check it out. Kebanyakan video-video TikTok, and then tengok yang mana satu yang suit your preference, and then you can buy that for yourself. Alright, so next kita nak cakap pasal book cover tablet ni. So book cover tablet ni tak adalah something very unique ke apa benda, it's just get the job done tu je. But you need to keep in note that this stylus and also the book cover that is being provided in this package is actually from Samsung CNT. It's not by Samsung Malaysia. So you won't see these being sold in Samsung store. Bermaksud memang model ni takkan jumpa kat Samsung store lah, senang cerita. Tapi you will see Samsung is selling something similar untuk book cover. It's just that design dia ada a very small difference, so that would be just a minor difference lah. Tapi other than that, it's actually quite similar with what they have actually provided in this PerantiSiswa package. And I actually wanted to give a try nak tengok apa collection yang Samsung ada dekat Samsung store. So I went to Samsung store dekat Aeon Bukit Tinggi, and what I experienced there was not really like helpful, because the moment I entered into the store and then I met the salesperson, I was like, okay, before I talked about the book cover, I actually wanted to know regarding the screen protector and so on. So and then when I asked about the screen protector, they were like, yeah, we can do that, but then ada masalah bubble lah macam tu. And I was like, okay fine, at least tunjuk saya book cover dia. And she was like, tak ada, book cover you lagi cantik daripada apa yang kita ada. Like dia tak nak pergi and ambilkan produk tu. I don't know why, what happened with that. But yeah, that was it. So I couldn't see the collection yang Samsung ada dekat Samsung store, but from what the salesperson has mentioned, that the one that has been provided with this PerantiSiswa package is way more better from what they're selling lah. So that's it for it. So now back to the book cover yang included dengan PerantiSiswa ni. Dia ada rubber feet dekat bawah. So yang tu yang digunakan untuk stop tablet at the very most angle yang you nak. It's actually quite sturdy and it works in most of the angles. Yes, I said most of the angles and bukan all the angles. Why I said so? Well, sebab kalau kita try very most edgy angles, sometimes it might slip off and just get out of the cover area, so you gotta be careful with that. And then another thing that I want to explain is that the fit of this cover, sebab fit of this cover is quite tight, so that's really good. It will hold the tablet really sturdy. The thing is that masa nak buka balik tu, you might have some difficulties. So you gotta be aware of that as well. I don't know, for some people who doesn't have that strong hands, you might have some really difficulties in taking out this tablet. So just think twice before you want to take out from this cover. Next, kita nak cakap pasal keyboard yang included dalam package PerantiSiswa ni, and this is called the Smart Keyboard Trio 500. Alright, so first of all, pasal keyboard ni, this keyboard is actually a compact form factor keyboard. This has a decent key travel, and I would say this is quite good for students in my opinion. And this is also a very great keyboard for shortcuts. I will be explaining that in a while though. And one of the cool features about this keyboard ni, dia boleh connect dengan 3 devices. Dia boleh ada 3 Bluetooth connection, but only one active connection at a time. And so pairing method dia memang easy. What you have to do is long press F7, F8 or F9, mana-mana you nak. So once you tekan butang ni, dia akan pergi pairing mode, and then you will have to like enter a passcode. Dia akan tunjuk dalam screen untuk type dalam keyboard, enter the passcode and press enter. So once you dah enter tu, dia kira dah connected. So once you dah connected maybe like more than one connections, and then you nak like switch dia punya connection, what you have to do is press F7, F8 or F9. Just now nak untuk pairing, you kena long press, but for switching the connection, you just have to like short press, just a single press, and that's it. Each connection actually has its own LED color, so this color will change the moment you want to switch the connections. Well, apart from this connecting 3 different device, you also can assign 3 different favorite apps untuk setiap device. Bermaksud, kalau kita ada sekarang, let's say kita connect dengan laptop, tablet and smartphone kita boleh assign 3 different apps for each of the device. So cara nak buat senang juga, just long press F1, F2 atau F3, ataupun nak cakap lebih senang F1, F2, F3. But before you buat yang long press ni, you kena buka app tu dulu, baru dia boleh assign those particular application for that button lah. And another thing to be noted is that this keyboard is made to work with all devices. Bermaksud untuk Android, untuk Windows and also untuk Mac devices, this keyboard is made universally for everything, but it also focus on Galaxy Tab punya features. So that's why dalam keyboard ni kita akan tengok satu key, satu function key yang dia ada nama DeX, bermaksud Samsung DeX. Tetapi that particular key is actually useless in this case, because the Galaxy Tab A8 LTE does not support this Samsung DeX. So even though you pergi macam shift long press ke whatever, those feature doesn't work. So let's say you have a Galaxy Tab S with you, and then you might see this thing working, but for this particular tablet it's nothing, so it's kind of useless in this case lah. Alright, so the next thing is quite crucial, so hear me out very carefully. Some of the new users to this keyboard might have some difficulties nak guna function key dia, sebab there's no option something like function key plus escape to go like switch directly to hotkey. Those kind of shortcut memang tak ada kat sini. And then the next thing would be kalau kita tengok the numeric key, sebab ini compact form factor, kita tak ada numeric keypad specifically dekat bahagian kanan, so kita only ada 1 sampai 0 dekat atas saja, just one line. So dekat sini dia ada up to 3 functions dekat satu key. Ini sebab kita ada additional functions dekat function key dekat atas tu. So this numeric keys dah ada sampai 3 function. So how to use them properly? So kalau kita nak tekan nombor butang 1 sampai 0 tu, kita tak ada masalah lah, kita boleh just tekan 1, 2, 3 semua tu. Kalau nak guna function macam yang logo-logo, yang tu kita kena guna shift. So shift 1 ataupun shift 2 macam tu. Kalau nak guna yang tertiary punya option, biasanya kita guna untuk like play and pause the songs, ataupun go forward, go backward, and then volume up, volume down, brightness up, brightness down, semua tu kita guna function. So I hope that untuk user-user yang baru, benda ni quite like useful and you can easily understand what I'm trying to say. And then like moving forward, we also need to know that this particular keyboard dia tak ada backlight. Bermaksud kalau yang laptop yang baru-baru sekarang ni, semua laptop dah ada background light at least warna putih, so mana-mana tempat gelap pun macam tu kita boleh turn on lampu and kita boleh guna keyboard. But that's not the case with this particular physical keyboard. Kita terpaksa guna ni kat tempat cerah je. Kalau nak guna dekat tempat yang gelap memang tak nampak langsung, at least you kena ada and portable LED light to make sure that you can see the keyboard lah. Another thing that you need to know is that this particular keyboard tak ada number lock and scroll lock and maupun yang button macam print screen, sebab ni adalah compact. Once again, yang back to back all the main factors, sebab ini adalah compact keyboard form factor. Dia tak ada extra numeric keypad, so tak ada number lock. And then for some reason dia tak bagi scroll lock and also print screen semua tu. I guess print screen is only mainly for Windows, sebab dia nak buat universal ni, dia actually tak included yang button-button macam tu lah. So kalau nak ambil screenshot, you need to do it manually, like lock dengan volume down. That would actually take screenshot for you on the tablet. And then kalau nak ambil screenshot dekat laptop, then you need to go to Windows Screen Snip, ataupun you ada any third party application, kena guna yang tu lah. Sebab kat sini tak ada print screen, so it's gonna be a bit hard for you if you're used to it. Dalam keyboard ni, dia tak ada lampu nak indicate whether caps lock ni dia on ke tak. So biasanya kalau laptop dia mungkin ada bunyi, ataupun dia ada lampu nak indicate caps lock tu dia tengah on ke tak. That's not the case for this keyboard, I don't know why. So you need to like just be aware lah. Sometimes kalau kita tengah type laju-laju, something kita boleh forget kita dah on caps lock ke belum. So just keep that in mind. Keyboard ni digunakan 2 bateri AAA. Kalau bateri dia habis, you can actually beli bateri baru and then swap dia. One good thing about this thing is that kalau macam ni memang bateri dia tahan lama lah. Lagi-lagi kalau guna brand berjenama macam let's say Everyday ke Energizer ke, mungkin dia akan like prolong even longer. It's just that what I personally feel is that kalau ada variant yang boleh USB Type-C chargeable, that would be actually way more better for students. Sebab sekarang ni tablet dia dah guna Type-C charging, and mostly other devices pun dah Type-C charging. So kalau this keyboard pun dah ada Type-C charging, dia akan jadi lebih seragam, lebih easy nak handle. So if Samsung tengah tengok video ni by any chance, so I'm just requesting to the whole team, kalau boleh just please bring a variant of this keyboard. This keyboard is good, this keyboard is great in my opinion, but it's just that if you bring a variant that can actually charge using a Type-C port, maybe that can be more beneficial for students. And also another point, this keyboard is currently being provided in white color, so next time if the next batch is being out, so I request that please bring something like the black version of the keyboard. I know you guys are selling the black version, so please give it for the students as well, because right now tablet dah hitam, cover pun dah warna gelap, and then stylus pun dah warna macam aluminium, tapi keyboard je yang warna putih. So warna putih ni dia macam senang kotor, so it might take more effort for the student to handle it with care. Kalau warna hitam tu lagi senang sikit lah. So that's why it's just like my humble request. So if you guys are watching this and like say Malaysian government nak bring the phase 3, phase 4 of this particular program, so please consider this, and I do strongly believe that this will be way more beneficial for the students. Alright, so now we are going into the main party piece, and that is the Galaxy Tab A8 LTE. Alright, so now before kita jump dalam specs yang lebih detail and pasal the good and the bad about this tablet, I want to like explain the widely known specs first, so that kita boleh pergi like step by step later, so that everybody can understand what's going on. Alright, so the widely known specs, this tablet comes with a 10.5-inch screen, 4 speakers in total, 2 on each side, and it also has like a 4GB of RAM, 64GB of internal storage with the SD card support for 1TB maximum, 7040 mAh power of battery with 15 watt of fast charging capability, USB Type-C charging port, Unisoc Tiger T6.8 CPU, Wi-Fi yang boleh support 5GHz dengan 2.4GHz, Bluetooth version 5.0, kamera belakang 8MP, tak ada flash dengan autofocus, kamera depan 5MP, tak ada autofocus, tak ada flash. And out of the box, dia datang dengan Android 11 and One UI 3. And also this tablet dia adalah versi LTE, so dia support SIM card. It's just that tak ada receiver, so you kena guna the loudspeaker ataupun wired headset, or you need to use a Bluetooth headphone. Right, so those were the widely known specs, and now let's dig in deeper to see all the specs one by one, and let me explain to you the good and the bad of each part of this tablet. First, let's talk about the screen. Okay, for those yang admire Samsung punya screen sebab teknologi AMOLED dia memang bagi picture yang lagi cun, and then for those yang understand pasal teknologi ni, you guys will know that each pixel light up itself. So kalau tengok any movie, any dark scenes ke whatever, the black pixel tu memang dia macam tutup terus, so tak ada warna, so tak adalah bahagian yang sepatutnya hitam tu jadi kelabu ke whatsoever. But that's not the case with this particular tablet, sebab this tablet is meant to be a very affordable tablet and focusing for students sekarang ni. So that's why the screen is not AMOLED, instead dia guna TFT. Yang versi TFT ni saya tak pasti sangat dia macam mana, tapi I'm very sure that it's actually quite similar to IPS LCD. So in that case, you may not experience the same colors similar to AMOLED, as well as since the whole thing is like backlit macam IPS LCD, and you might have those grayish effect. That's one thing to be noted. And this screen, as I mentioned, is actually a 10.5-inch, but this is not a regular 16:9 aspect ratio yang kita biasa tengok dekat TV. So kalau nak tahu pasal resolution dia macam lain sikit lah number dia. So it's actually 1920 times 1200. Sebab ini aspect ratio dia guna 16:10, bukan 16:9. Kalau kita nak compare aspect ratio ni dengan TV, so beza dia memang sikit sangat, so kita tak akan rasa dia punya effect tu macam besar sangat lah. But the thing is that when we are watching a film, let's say we are watching a 16:9 full video, tak ada black bar ke apa benda tu, we will see like ada juga lagi black bar dekat atas bawah sikit, sebab dia punya aspect ratio ni jadikan screen dia lagi tinggi sikit untuk video macam ni. So that's one thing. And as I mentioned, this particular screen right now dia Full HD, and then dia 10.5 inci, so dia punya PPI density is around like 216. Boleh cakap dia decent, tapi not that great kalau kita nak compare macam let's say kita nak compare yang phone Samsung yang dulu-dulu like macam S6 ke ataupun Galaxy S7 macam tu, dia punya screen size tu like 5.1 inch, 5.5 inch, but dia still offer macam Full HD screen macam tu. So sebab Full HD dia cram dekat 5 inch punya screen, dia punya PPI dia tinggi, somewhere like 500 ke macam tu. Sebab dia 500 macam tu, dia punya image nampak lagi sharp. So kalau kat sini dia punya image tu nampak decent. It's just that kalau dekat screen ni kita nak tengok visual content yang macam 720p ke ataupun lagi lower, dia lebih easy nak tengok macam lagi blur sikit lah kalau nak compare dengan normal phone screen. So do keep that in mind. So it's always recommended to watch in Full HD dalam tablet ni, so that you won't have any sort of like blurriness effect. Next, kita cakap pasal speaker ni pula. Speaker ni dia ada 4 speaker as I mentioned, and it's overall very decent loudspeakers. But the thing is that untuk tablet ni dia tak ada bass. For those yang tahu pasal audio, I'm sure you know like kita ada high range, mid range dengan low range. These speakers they actually focus dekat mid range yang lebih banyak. So high tu dia kurang and low tu memang saya rasa tak ada langsung kot. But still it's actually very good for media streaming. It's still quite loud and it can fill up the room quite easily, and I believe that kalau kita nak macam 2-3 members nak tengok movie guna tab ni, kalau semua diam tu rasanya boleh dengar lah, boleh faham apa yang orang tengah cakap semua tu. Alright, next nak sentuh pasal internal storage pula. As I mentioned, 64 gigs of internal storage, but according to certain sources dia guna eMMC flash. Bermaksud ini bukan UFS 2.0 ke 2.1 mahupun 3.0. Well, what are the difference? Well, UFS ni biasanya dia punya read and write speed dia lebih tinggi. So kalau let's say kita nak buat some very mild video editing, let's say nak guna application macam KineMaster ke, Power Director ke, and etc. So kalau nak compare tablet yang guna UFS storage dengan tablet yang guna eMMC storage, eMMC dia akan ambil masa yang lebih lama. Walaupun prosesor dia bagus pun dia akan ambil masa yang lama sebab maximum limit dia dah low. In this case, dia punya chip tu saya tak pasti, tapi saya akan cakap pasal chip in the later part of this video. But for now, nak cakap pasal dia punya eMMC tu, it's okay for like usual usage, but for like video editing, nak produce video tu macam tu, it might take some time. So for those yang nak guna this machine for video editing as well, a very light video editing, just keep in note that you require more time than usual, I would say. And daripada 64GB, only 47.5GB will be available. So I strongly recommend you to actually get a memory card. The reason for like only 47 yang available, yang balance tu dia actually guna untuk OS mostly. This is something that we cannot avoid. So in that case, I really recommend for you guys to actually go for a micro SD card tu. Alright, so next kita nak cakap pasal bateri dia pula. Earlier in this video, I did say dia support 15W fast charging, tetapi dalam kotak tablet ni dia hanya bagi 7.5W punya charger head. Yes, you heard that right. One thing, Samsung masih lagi include charger head untuk tablet ni, and yang kedua dia ada bagi 7.5W instead of 15W. I don't know what's wrong with them, but they gave that, so I'm not sure like how to take this. Maybe in future they might just stop giving the charger head once again, macam diorang buat dengan smartphone diorang, tapi I'm not really sure with that. And here I actually tak pernah guna yang 7.5W tu. I only use the 15W, and I would say like in about like around 1 hour 10 minutes from 20% to 100% tu dah boleh full charge dah. Tetapi kalau nak guna 7.5W tu, anggaran lebih kurang 2 jam ataupun 2,5 jam lah maksimum untuk 0 ke 100. That would be my prediction, tapi saya tak sure sebab saya tak cukup masa nak test guna charger yang included dalam box tu. So sorry for that, but my prediction would be somewhere 2 to 2.5 hours. And then battery life pula. So battery life dekat Galaxy Tab A8 ni boleh cakap decent. To be honest, I expected more, tapi I must say that I am quite satisfied with the outcome lah. One thing to be noted, kalau kita tengok dekat paper, just tengok specification dia, 7000 mAh might sound big because kita tengok like smartphone sekarang ni dia guna 5000 mAh as standard. So you might think okay lah, extra 2000 mAh tu dah kira dah boleh ada banyak lagi power. But you need to understand one thing. For smartphones, all the screens are actually lesser than 7 inches, and then they're still using like Full HD, or some using 720. If you're going for flagship, then you might get something like QHD or a pure 4K HD screen or something. So all these are actually below 7-inch screen, and then you're actually expanding it now to a 10.5 inch, and then kita bagi dia 7000 mAh. So for me, I would say a 5000 mAh with around 6.5 inch screen dengan 7000 mAh with a 10.5 inch screen is quite similar. So please expect the battery life to be somewhere similar to your smartphone lah. Kalau you tengah guna smartphone yang macam let's say around like Samsung Galaxy A series, A12 ke, A13 ataupun A22, so the battery life untuk yang smartphone tu dengan tablet ni would be somewhere similar. You can't expect that much of a really long battery life dengan tablet ni kalau kita like constantly tengah guna. Tapi kalau kita dah full charge and kita guna like around like let's say 30 minutes a day just to like get updated with some stuff or something, dia punya standby mode tu it's actually quite good. Dia punya battery only drop around like 1 or 2% kalau kita tak guna langsung, so that's quite interesting. But kita tengah constant guna tu, it might drop really hard. So as for this particular tablet, it is focused for students. Of course kita nak tengok pasal online class dia sebab macam mana. So untuk Microsoft Teams, I got test before for like a 2-hour class. It drains around like 30% battery. So let's say kita dah full charge 100 tu, mungkin you akan ada around 70% balance lepas 2-hour class. And then for as a Sunway student, we also have another platform where it's called the Blackboard Learning. For this particular platform, dia ada app untuk smartphone dan tablet, tapi for some reason when I try to use it, I just can't open the app. So it felt like macam app tu tak fungsi dekat tab ni, I don't know why. So I actually had to open the web version of the platform dekat Google Chrome dalam tab ni. And then I also noticed that as the time goes on with the online class, the Google Chrome act as if like touch code RAM. So walaupun internet dah high speed, dia asyik keep on like reconnecting macam tu. So I understood like touch code RAM, and I think I may understand why it's going on like that. Sometimes kalau any apps kita tak ada activity, macam kita tak tekan apa-apa, tak scroll apa-apa, mungkin smartphone tu dia akan put the app in idle walaupun dia dekat the main screen yang kita tengah guna sekarang ni. So in that case, maybe like Samsung tab might have like pushed the Google Chrome to idle atau kurangkan the usage of RAM, so that's why they actually reconnect, something like that. But due to the reconnecting and using a Google Chrome to attend the online class, untuk 1.5 jam tu dekat Google Chrome guna platform tu, it actually almost took like 40% of the battery. You really need to be alert with the battery percentage left before starting the online classes. And another thing on battery life, while I was making the script untuk video ni, I actually use Samsung Notes. So I was constantly guna Samsung Note with the smart keyboard Trio 500. So I noticed that in about like 1 hour, it drained almost 20% while using the Samsung Note app. Kalau guna app lain tu, tak rasa dia punya battery tu dia akan sip banyak ni. So I'm not sure if there's any optimization issues going on with Samsung Notes with the Samsung software ke apa. If you're constantly using Samsung Notes in your tablet, then please be aware of the battery life lah, sebab saya rasa in about like 2 hours tadi pun, I would say pretty much around 40% battery dah drop, so like 20% per hour. So if you need to like use it for a very long hours, let's say for like 4 hours or something, I would say just be alert with the battery life, because kita tak nak the tab to die in the middle of typing notes or whatsoever kan. So that's the main reason I'm keep on repeating, please be alert with the battery life, so you won't be missing out anything important in some emergency situations though. Alright, so next kita nak cakap pasal chipset yang ada dalam tab ni. So it's called the Uniset Tiger T618. So just for a comparison purpose, a Samsung Exynos 9611 will be overall 2% slightly better daripada chip ni. Just for the reference, Samsung Exynos 9611 ni dia ada dalam Galaxy A50s dengan Galaxy A51. Kalau yang ada smartphone ni dekat rumah, mungkin you boleh compare performance ni dengan tablet. Mungkin it will be like almost 2 kali 5. Maybe the tablet would be like 1 second slower to open something macam tu lah. But otherwise the performance will be very similar though. Alright, so next kita nak cakap pasal Wi-Fi capability dalam tablet ni. Usually kalau smartphone dengan tablet ni, dia akan ada dia punya Wi-Fi modem included inside the chipset as well. As far as I can see, dia punya modem ni it's quite okay, but just that kalau nak compare dengan smartphone yang guna sekarang ni, biasanya dia punya speed will be like 50% of what I can get from the smartphone. It's not like I'm telling dia punya speed ada cap limit ke apa, tapi most of the time dia punya performance is quite poorer compared to my smartphone lah. So in this case, what I want to tell you guys is, kalau you ada Wi-Fi subscription tapi Wi-Fi tu speed dia quite low, let's say you punya subscription tu somewhere like 20 megabit per second ke atau 10 megabit per second, you might feel that waktu guna tablet ni it's actually quite slower than what you usually experience in your laptop or your smartphone macam tu. I don't have like 100% accurate answer for this, like why this is happening, but I would say it has to do most probably with the Wi-Fi modem that is included in the chipset. Next, kita cakap pasal Bluetooth dalam tablet ni. As I mentioned, this tablet comes with version 5.0. I'm sure by now when I say version 5.0, most of you guys would be like, okay, so we can connect like 2 different devices, mostly like 2 different audio devices at the same time or something like that. That's not really true at this particular product, well, because we can go more than that. That's what I've experienced with this tablet though. What do I mean by that? I actually tried connecting the Smart Keyboard Trio 500 and then I have my own Bluetooth mouse, so saya try connect yang tu sekali, and then saya ada wireless earbud, saya try connect yang tu sekali. And what happened was the tablet can actually identify there is one physical keyboard, one mouse and one audio device. So that's really cool. So I can actually connect 3 devices together. But what I didn't try is that connecting another audio device, jadikan dia device yang keempat. Setakat ni kalau 3 device ni dah boleh connect, bermaksud I can make this entire setup looks like a very light version of a laptop. So that's really cool. Okay, so next kita datang kepada satu feature yang quite important untuk youngsters, which is the camera. Let's face the fact, kalau kita beli tablet, the camera is not a big strong thing, except kalau kita nak beli the latest iPad Pro. In this case, this is an affordable tablet, so the camera will not be a strong feature of this tablet. So that's something that you need to know like straight out of the gate. You kena faham benda tu lah. So in this case, 8 megapixel dekat belakang ni dia tak ada flash tapi dia ada autofocus, and I would say kalau lighting dia bagus during the daytime, dia punya picture quality tu ya okay-ish. But kalau night time tu dia memang poor, dia memang suffer nak ambil foto betul-betul macam tu. Untuk front camera tu I would say okay lah. Untuk video call dia punya quality, for me I'm satisfied with it. But I do have one small camera sample which I took with my friend, so I'm gonna play that right now, so you guys can decide for yourself how does the camera works and how does the mic works while receiving all the audios. So let me play the sample right now. I'm just doing a quick video check. What do you think of this? What do you think of the quality?
I mean, it's not the worst.
Yeah, but it's good enough for webcam, right?
Good enough, yeah. Webcam, sure.
Yeah, for webcam,
like
I think it's really good.
Zoom is fine, yeah. You see like the light very fine.
That's true, but we are not doing some professional
That's
stuff.
fine.
Alright, so I hope that you guys have watched the entire sample, and do let me know in the comment what do you think of the sample, and do you really think that this is good for video call or not. Alright, now we are down to one important factor of this tablet, and that would be the software. As I said earlier, out of the box, this tablet comes with Android 11 and One UI 3. But something yang you all mungkin tak perasan sampai sekarang ialah One UI ni adalah bukan One UI yang penuh, tetapi dia adalah One UI Core 3. Bermaksud, One UI Core ni dia adalah stripped down version of One UI. Ini tak ada a few features yang kita boleh tengok dalam One UI. Some of the notable features would be like Bixby Voice Assistant, and then app yang bernama Modes and Routines, and then there's also stuff like Secure Folder. Kalau yang Bixby tu saya faham lah, mungkin ramai tak guna, tapi things like Modes and Routines and then Secure Folder ni is actually from my experience, I would say it's quite beneficial. Besides that, once kita dah actually set up the tablet for the first time, you would have somewhere like 3 to 4 software updates, so you need to go through everything. Once you dah habis semua software updates ni, the latest version that you would have by the time of December 2022 ni, you will have like Android 12 with One UI Core 4.1. So that would be your latest version. And to be honest, I am genuinely concerned about the software updates untuk tab ni, sebab kalau kita rewind untuk awal tahun ni, we can see that Samsung actually made a promise. All the new products, all the new smartphones will be getting 4 years of support with 5 years of security updates and so on. Bermaksud, kalau smartphone dia out of the box Android 12, dia akan ada support sampai Android 16, or in other terms the next 4 years for the smartphone lah. Tetapi dalam lineup tu, Samsung never officially cakap ada Galaxy Tab. Lagi-lagi kalau Galaxy Tab A series tu ada dalam lineup tu. In my personal opinion, I think that software update untuk students ni lagi crucial, sebab dia boleh avoid all sorts of virus and malware as long as security system dalam each of the device ni dia dekat the most updated version. So let's say Samsung dia tak bagi lagi any update after Android 13 untuk tablet A8 ni, it can be a bit vulnerable for some of the students. Let's say for those yang masih lagi dekat tahun pertama diorang tengah belajar sekarang ni, I really hope that Samsung might just give another year, maybe sampai Android 14 at least, ataupun just bawa sampai Android 15. So please, I just really hope that you don't stop at Android 13 though. And next thing I want to say, like being a Android tablet, the Galaxy Tab A8 actually suffer benda-benda yang any Android tablet suffer lah. Iaitu one of it is the applications like orientation. So even though this tablet is meant to be used in a horizontal layout, kalau kita guna app macam Instagram ataupun nak guna anything like a radio app macam SYOK by Astro Radio, it actually only supports vertical yang menegak, dia tak support yang horizontal punya layout. So that's kind of a bummer, but we can't do anything. But I did see a change here with actually the game called Subway Surfers. Sebab app tu memang game tu difokus untuk vertical screen. Memang game dia macam ni. So kita memang tak boleh minta the game developer to change it to horizontal. But the thing is that dia allow play in the horizontal layout, whereas screen dia jadi kecil lah. I really request at least benda ni become a standard thing for Android tablets, so that at least we can use all the apps while being in the horizontal layout. And lastly, thank you to the Malaysian government to actually providing this tablet and all the other accessories along with it, because this means a lot for the college student and the university students. And kalau boleh for the fasa 3, fasa 4 in the future, I hope that more students will be allowed to get this tablet so that they can get the benefits from this. And that's about for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and share this video. Subscribe for more videos in the future. I'll catch you next one. Bye bye.